Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is I, Greg Gomez III, founder, CEO, FastStartMarketer.com, here with the final video in our series of how to build your free empire. Part 3, why getting paid is the best thing for your prospects. Not just for you, but for your prospects. So, free information, what's the big deal? Well, when you start implementing free information, you're pre-educating and getting interested prospects prior to you picking up the phone to prospect them into your primary network marketing business or home business or product or service. Practically eliminates rejection before you ever talk to them. It allows you, once you're systemizing it, to predictably get leads on a daily, weekly basis, of course, all in an effort for you to be able to add up to 5, 10, 20 people a week into your current business, which is really what it's all about, right? We want those ridiculously oversized checks. So how do we do that? Well, after the second video, it really forced me to think, has this ever happened to you? You get some free training. It's really good training, by the way. It was really great information. You knew it would help you in your business, and then you didn't follow through on it and implement it, right? I've done that. You've done that. We've all done that. Every entrepreneur on the planet has done that. We see something, wow, that's really good, and then we don't implement it right away. Why is that? Well, that's a really good question. The real question is why. Why do we do that? You see, long ago, I actually was very intrigued by this, so I decided to run a test. I took 300 people over 2 years. This was always in the back of my mind, so I started running it this way. And I gave them basically the same information, pretty much the same info from start to finish. Now, the difference in these 300 different people was as follows. I actually went through and I varied the price points. Everything from free to low price to mid price to high ticket. So free obviously didn't cost them a dime, maybe just an exchange of information. Gave them the same content as I gave them through a $47, $57 up to $100 product, which was our low end pricing. And then our mid-level pricing was anywhere between $300 to $500. And then of course our high ticket was $2,000 to $3,000. Who got the best results? I wanted to see who would ultimately take the information and use it more. Someone had told me if you charge more, you'll get better results. I thought, okay, let's give that a shot. So the real question is, as you probably guessed, which one won? The high ticket stuff, right? Yeah, of course, it's kind of a no-brainer. Yeah, no big surprise there. What did surprise me though was by how much these folks got better results. Here's what kicked my butt. Those who invested the most, they saw up to 90% success rates. Let me say that again. There wasn't 90% more success than those at the lower performing levels. I mean, if 100 people invested in the higher program, they typically would see results up to 90% in success rates, where the free information, even the low paid information, ranged anywhere between 3 to 5 to as much as 10 or 15% success rates, which is still pretty good for low dollar items. But 90%? Come on. So what do you need to understand from this? Well, it's the same question. Why? More importantly, how does this help you in your business, right? Well, we got two factors that I learned out of this. By paying more, you perceive that it's a higher quality product. Think of the difference between a Yugo and a Rolls Royce. They'll both get you from point A to point B, but it's going to cost a little bit more if you want to roll in style and turn heads of envy because of the status and the class and the prestige and the quality of a product that you're getting in a Rolls Royce compared to a beat up old Yugo, right? The second thing it taught me was the more people pay, the more pressure is put on them and themselves by themselves or others to use or get a result. Think about it. If you go drop 20 bucks on a product, you don't use it, you're out 20 bucks. Even $100, okay, that's inconvenient. You wasted $100 or a couple $100 or even a few $100. That's really unfortunate, but it's not going to break the bank, right? Whereas if you're investing in higher products, $2, $3, $4, $5, $10, $50, $100,000, often that requires you to consult with other folks prior to making that investment. Why? Well, you want to make sure you're going to get your money's worth. You're going to get your bang for your buck, but it can ultimately change your life. Now, here's what happens in our programs. People make those decisions, join, and because they've invested so heavily into themselves, there's much more pressure internally and from those around them to go use the information, because the last thing you're going to do is let it sit on your digital bookshelf collecting dust, right? So that brings us full circle right back to why we don't use the free stuff as much as we know it'll help us. Well, it forces me to ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Do you want your customers to be successful? Yes or no? Of course you do, right? Well, that's why you need to eventually charge them for your great information. Not your products or your services, but also for your information. This will allow you to sift and sort the interested from the uninterested from your long-term products, services, and business opportunities. The best part, they're going to be happy to do it because of the great free stuff you've already been giving them. They're pre-positioned and already trust you as an advisor, and if it's ready to take the next step, then that's obviously the next logical step that they need to take. All right. That being said, now that you know a few basics more than you did the day before, are you ready to learn how to actually fully start using the power of free content to build a massive organization? Are you ready to take this info and start putting it to use for your specific business? If the answer is yes, then it's very simple, my friend. You want to get yourself to register below by clicking the link below for our live webinar this Thursday. You're going to hear me give live demonstrations of how to do this. I'm going to map out exactly how to do it specific for you and your business, but only if you attend live and raise your hand and engage. I give these away as free content. Literally, I'm paid up to $10,000 for a day of consulting. Per hour, I charge up to $2,000 an hour of consulting. You're going to get 90 minutes-ish free just by registering below, clicking the link, go to faststartmarketer.com/live, and I'll get you all the details, and I will literally walk you through how to do this for yourself so you can have your very own free empire. Pretty straightforward. Now, seating is limited, so you want to register now. Don't dilly-dally, don't wait, don't hesitate, or else you'll pick up that phone and make yourself great. Get on the line, register for the webinar, and I will see you there. Now, I have a question for you. Feed my ego, please. Did you enjoy this? Was this good content? Did you get some value out of this 3-webinar series or 3-video series? I hope you do. If you did in any shape, form, or fashion, or if you just like my haircut, do me a favor. Like and share this. I want to get the word out there. The more viral we make this on Facebook, YouTube, and the other social media sites, the more it's going to get in front of other folks. And you never know. By clicking like and sharing this, you could literally give somebody the information they need to have the breakthrough they're looking for and save their business life. I can't emphasize that enough. It depresses me when I hear from folks, why didn't I find you a year earlier, Greg? I've been bankrupt or I've had these challenges, and if I had known you existed a year before, I would have jumped on this. And I never want to hear that from a consumer. I never want to hear that from an entrepreneur. So do me a favor, like and share. It means that much to me. Now, I want to hear your comments, your questions, your engagement. I've been kind of depressed because nobody's been commenting on these things. So I'm going to guilt trip you right now into commenting below. Even if it's a yeehaw or yippee-ki-yay, mofo, comment something below and let me know that you actually paid attention to this video and you got good value out of it. It means the world to me, and I do personally reply to all of these. It's not a social media manager. It is me. And as always, if you got some value or you know someone who could get value in addition to this, encourage someone to like, engage, watch, tag them, share it in groups, but don't be spammy. And bottom line is, just get the word out there so we can start improving this industry. Because the bottom line is, we're in a noble profession. We do something that's phenomenally well. And ultimately, if it's up to saving the middle class in this dead, crazy economy that's coming up here very soon, it's our responsibility. You and I have an obligation to go out there and make that happen. So spread the word and let's start empowering people to do exactly that. I appreciate you, my friend. Take action, get registered for the webinar, and I will see you on Thursday's class. Talk to you then. Bye-bye.